Hey folks, it's August 18th on a Monday. I think we're talking at about 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. XRP is sitting at $3.07. I just happened to wake up last night and I guess it was maybe 2:33 in the morning. And I noticed there was a nice little dip going on. So I did what I typically do. I bought the dip. I added to a few different bags and a little more XRP. And I'm already in the green. I think I got it at about 295, I believe. And we're doing 307 right now, 307.5 or 307.5. So it's doing pretty good. And I saw this video here shared by Riz. It's of the Modern Investor. And he hits the nail on the head on a few topics here. He talks about how people last year, I think he's saying XRP was about 70 cents. It might have been lower. I'd have to look at the chart, but he's right, generally speaking. It was low, and the lawsuit was still ongoing at that time, and nobody wanted to touch it. Right, everything else was the big deal, and it was typically that way with XRP all these years. But the difference being that if you just took the time to go and do a little bit of a background check, of a little bit of research. Go look at the website. Go look at the people that are involved in that company. Go look at what the company's services are. What products do they offer? Who their customers are? What their balance sheet looks like? What their revenue looks like? What their partnerships look like? Who are they working with? There's a whole plethora of things that when you look at it, you're like, this is not a game they're playing. They're serious. And so I did that way back 5-6 years ago, almost 7 years ago now. And so for me, it was a no-brainer. I think, to be honest with you, once I saw how the technology worked, it made instant sense to me that could be used for a global financial system. I knew that, but if you don't have, if you're not on the right team, you're not going to win. I don't care how good you are, right? It's really tough to do that. You still need the right pieces around you. And Ripple had the right team. I could see it. It was weird because there were even some people who were betting against Ripple that were invested in Ripple. Sort of. I want to say to kind of shore up their bet, right? Just hey, just in case my little scam here doesn't work, I've got some backup here. I'm in the right thing over here, but I think I can cash in more over here by scamming a few people, and that's what's happened a lot in crypto. But now that it's at about $3 and some odd cents, and there's information everywhere, and he's going to point that out, and it's true. All this stuff that I told you I looked into, it's readily available. I mean, one of the easiest sources you have is social media, but you can, which is preferable, to go straight to the websites, straight to the sources, see what they're doing. What are they discussing? What are their meetings like over at the BIS, at the IMF, at BNY Mellon, at BlackRock? What are they talking about? What's JP Morgan Chase actually doing? I know they're telling you over here only criminals use crypto, but what are they doing? And you're going to find that they're talking out of both sides of their mouth, especially JP Morgan. They're telling you one thing and doing a complete other thing. They've been doing that for better than 10 years now, actually, because they banked the very first crypto exchange, Mt. Gox. They banked them. Yeah, you heard that right. So when you understand what's actually going on, your mind starts to wake up a little bit. And granted, some people don't know how to ingest this information and make sense of it. I understand that. But hopefully, if you read a little bit more into it, now we have AI, you can ask it questions, so it can fill whatever gaps you might have. But these little dips, that's why I buy them, because those are the opportunities. Because XRP is not going to be single digits. It's not going to be double digits. It's going to be, in my opinion, it's going to be a 4-digit valued coin. And I want to say not long from now. I want to say 2030 at the latest. We'll hit that 4-figure range. But here, I want you to hear from the Modern Investor. And I hope you're having yourself a good day. I'm already in my 3rd cup. I'm done here for the day with this one. Had a lot going on this morning. Hope you guys slept better than I did. And let me know what you think about this video in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, bookmark, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Until next time. Adios, amigos.
The weird part is, investing in the stock market's not that difficult. It's literally you can look through articles, find out about a company, what they're doing, how much they're making, who runs, the board of the company, what their thing is. You don't have to look all the time. For crypto, it's kind of the same. And then even crazier, you get news about it every single day. There's an abundant amount of news. Do you remember, it was sometime last year. Was it last year? It wasn't that long ago. When XRP was like under $1, I think it was like 70 or 80 cents. And nobody was touching it. Now we're having all this news. XRP might be going to $15 soon because the lawsuit's over. And, XRP ETFs. People only care when the price goes up and they realize that they could have bought before. We saw Bitcoin at $3,000. We saw Bitcoin at $9,000. We saw Bitcoin at $15,000. We saw Bitcoin at $20,000. Remember, a lot of the news was like, there's no one's really buying. The ETFs launched. We had some people buying, and then it also kind of tapered off. A lot of normal people aren't buying Ether. They're not really paying attention to anything else in the market. And when, in the future, we have a $36 XRP, when Bitcoin's at $774,000, you know that a lot of people are going to resent it and be angry that they don't have any. They didn't buy any. Yeah, it's a very interesting market to be in. It not only shows literal market dynamics, but it shows human dynamics when it comes to logic or things around them. Remember, I said this was the beginning of the year, and I said you just heard that the United States of America is going to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, etc. You just heard that 13 states are going to adopt a Bitcoin standard. You just heard that 200 companies are now accumulating massive amounts of Bitcoin. You just heard.